Hi, welcome and thank you for joining us on our trip. Today we will be mapping three different hazards in three very different cities. My name is JP and I'm here with my partner Rachel to guide you through this hazardous journey. Our first stop is the capital of Oklahoma. Oklahoma City has a population of about 600,000 people as of 2013. We are currently at the Devon Building located in the heart of the city. Oklahoma receives an average of 52 tornadoes per year, which would mean that almost every week Oklahoma deals with a tornado. In Oklahoma City, the risk of thunder and tornadoes forming are highly likely and can cause the destruction of buildings such as homes and businesses. Being in the Great Plains, cold air is pushed from the Arctic, then meeting warm air from the Gulf of Mexico, which then collides to create disastrous weather for the city and bordering cities. The lowland of the Great Plains make the Midwest susceptible to tornadoes and thunder showers. This happens often more here because of that fact. Oklahoma City is very prone to tornadoes because it is right in the middle of what is called Tornado Alley. This gives you a look of the business district of downtown Oklahoma City. And that wraps up our first stop on the tour. For our second stop, we are currently heading to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. For our second stop, we're at Christ the Redeemer, the statue in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro is a huge seaside city in Brazil. Famed for its Copacabana and Panama beaches, Christ the Redeemer statue atop Mount Corcovado, and for their Sugarloaf Mountain, a granite peak with cable cars to its summit. Its population is about 6.3 million as of the 2010 census. Corruption and poverty has caused man-made pollution, which worsened the drought-stricken land. The pollution in the country's surrounding waters has raised many concerns that the different affluent water sources are now tainted and drained. This poses as a hazard to Brazil's essential life supplies of clean water and energy. For the last 30 years, Brazil has been creating and expanding their hydroelectric plants to accommodate the country's needs. Because of this expansion of resources, they must now figure out a way to contain the amount of garbage that pollutes the water. Many believe that the Olympics gave a very surreal look of what the water in Rio really looks like. Swimmers were advised not to open their mouths while swimming in fear that they would be contaminated or somehow get sick from those polluted waters. That wraps up our second stop of our tour. Say goodbye to Rio de Janeiro. For our third and last stop of the tour, we are currently headed to Tokyo, Japan. As shown, we are at the Sensoji Temple in Tokyo. Japan is located along the Pacific Ring of Fire, on the edges of several continental and oceanic tectonic plates. This is an area of high seismic and volcanic activity from New Zealand up through Japan across to Alaska, and down the west coast of North and South America. As of 2016, Tokyo's population is recorded at an estimated 13.62 million. Japan's history of intense natural disasters is due to its location being in the Ring of Fire. On March 11, 2011, a magnitude 9 earthquake shook northeastern Japan, unleashing a savage tsunami. The effects of the great earthquake were felt around the world, from Norway's fjords to Antarctica's ice sheet. Tsunami debris continue to wash up on North American beaches 2 years later. Tokyo is plagued with natural disasters, and the city has many evacuation plans to combat those natural disasters. The same cannot be said about some surrounding prefectures. Other little towns and cities are not as equipped as the capital of Japan. Well, that wraps up our hazard tour. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. We hope to have given you insight on places around the world. All of them beautiful, but facing problems that take different approaches to fix. Once again, farewell from Rachel and I.